to the 58th edition of Rally of Portugal. Myself and Mads Otsberg will be here for the next half an hour to bring you all the build-up to the start ramp. Well, Mads, I think it's been almost a year since I've seen you last. It's good to have you back on our screens.
Yeah, I think it was here in Portugal. So yeah, it's a one-year anniversary.
It's a very special one-year anniversary, but more importantly, special for you because you are actually a former winner of Rally Portugal.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of great memories from this rally. It's to race in Portugal is always something special, and I mean, I don't have loads of WRC wins. I have this one, and it's one of the best ones to have.
Yeah, for sure it is. It's one of the history book ones that you want to tick off. So you did well. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
What can we expect from the fans this weekend? I'm sure you'll see in the distance behind us, it's just fans absolutely everywhere. Is that one of the reasons why it's such a special event?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the history of this rally, it's so unique. It goes so long back, and I think all rally fans, and when I was a little as well, you would always see the pictures from this rally, especially from Fafe and those stages. And I think, you know, people just coming back, it's like going back to see the same places but newer cars, and every year is just more and more people, and it's incredible. You don't see that everywhere in the world, but here the fans are really coming out. It's like a big festival, and they enjoy it so much, and I think the drivers enjoy it as well.
Yeah, indeed. Well, welcome along if you are just joining us. Just to give you an idea of where we are in Coimbra for the start ceremony. That'll start in half an hour, but there's been plenty of things going on. As you can see, all of the cars are culminating behind us. This area here is called the holding area. This is where they'll start before they head up to that start ramp, lined by fans. And now, we've got some pictures coming in of the autograph signing as well, because this is something that happened a bit earlier on, and all of our drivers were greeted by so many of the fans. Now the fans just really lap it up here. They just absolutely line all of the stages, and we are just seeing an autograph session. It's a really special time for fans and drivers.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great to see the fans coming around, and it's not everywhere you can actually meet the crews uptight like that, so it's always a good time, and taking pictures, and it's always chaos, but it's a good time.
Do you have any good fan memories for us? Did you get any items that you've kept along the years?
Yeah, I did actually. Well, it's nothing really linked to the rally, but
okay.
I had an item from here, from the Fafe stage, where I actually, one year I commented while driving that I saw that so many people were drinking beers and they were drinking Sagres, and I didn't like that. So obviously the other brand, which I probably shouldn't mention on TV, but was Superbock, they actually gave me a present, which is like a big Magnum bottle, which is
busy here. As I said, lots going on. You saw the pictures from the autograph session, the ceremonial start, and we've also got a super special stage tonight. The super specials are really sort of fan pleasers, but they are incredibly difficult for drivers and co-drivers to face.
Yeah, they are. It's a big challenge, and very often they are run, you know, in the cities on tarmac and with a lot of this concrete around. So easy to do a mistake always, and not a lot to gain, but of course we need to do them for the fans. I don't think necessarily the drivers enjoy all of them, at least, but for sure it's hugely important for everyone.
Okay, well, how did we get here? Elvin Evans, an incredible lead in this championship already. So what happened before us at the Canaries? Let's take a look.
Rally Islas Canarias was the last tarmac round until October. Its first appearance on the calendar witnessed a driving masterclass from two-time world champion Kalle Rovanperä.
It has to be one of our top wins. I would say nowadays it's not so usual that you can be just a little bit faster than everybody else all the time, especially in a rally like this where it's same condition for everybody and just about driving. So yeah, really happy about what we have done. This is just about driving and driving like a racing car, so yeah, it has been nice to get back on these kind of roads, and finally when we understood the tire better and what the car needs to do, when I was happy with that, for sure we can just be faster.
Rovanperä began the rally under pressure, a stuttering start to the season, stalling his pursuit of a third title. The Finn underway in Gran Canaria with a timely reminder that his powers are still very much intact.
Friday was pretty cool, to be honest. Stage 1 was maybe one of the trickiest ones this weekend because we had the only stage basically where we had proper narrow section in the beginning, a bit different style. And then at the proper racing what we had more this weekend. So yeah, you needed to adapt in the first stage to everything basically. But yeah, it was nice to see the pace was straight there and then we just kept going.
Rovanperä dominated Friday, winning all 6 stages for a 27-second lead. And there was more to come on Saturday as the Finns' total domination continued.
It was super nice day also Saturday, especially this third one of the loop. It's one of the top stages for me I have done on a rally car. The condition is just so good. Simple condition, you know what's coming up. Good grip all the time, super flowy. Wide road, you need to drive just cleanly. You don't need to do anything crazy, you don't need to take any risk because you just go on the limit of the grip and you can choose yourself where it is, let's say. So yeah, really enjoyable. Just a flowy stage where you can just enjoy driving.
Where Rovanperä and his Toyota teammates found their flow, their Hyundai rivals struggled. To a man, they chased but never found the elusive set-up sweet spot to maximise grip and performance from the new Hankook tyres. It would be a weekend to forget for Nabil, Tanak and Formeau.
Something is wrong, for sure. Nobody knows to tell me what, and I don't know either, so...
The car has zero balance, so yeah, we can only kill the tires, but nothing else we can do. So.
We are just slow. Anything you can do before the next one? We are running out of ideas, actually.
At one point, Toyota held the top 5 positions until a misjudgment from Sami Piari.
He's not got away with that, no way. That is concrete post in the ground. He's just understeered wide on the exit of the corner.
What a huge disappointment for Sami Piari when those times were looking so strong.
M Sport's Grégoire Munster had a close call of his own.
Oh no! She's a little bit too hot into that sector there from Greg Munster.
That's stuck, I'm afraid.
Rovanperä was denied a clean sweep of stage wins when Elfyn Evans won Saturday night's Super Special. But by Sunday, Calais' lead was over 45 seconds. His target now, a maximum return by taking all 10 Super Sunday bonus points.
Of course, it was important to get all the points we can. When we had so good pace, it was clear that on Sunday we need to try our best to get all the points we can, and yeah, we really need them for the championship.
M Sport Ford's Josh McElhain started Sunday with a bang. The Irishman's steep learning curve continues. He'll be back, gaining experience all the time.
You all right? Yeah. Okay.
Even 8-time world champion Sébastien Ogier was at a loss as to how to outpace Rovanperä. He joined teammates and rivals watching video of the Finns' blistering first run through the power stage, looking for clues to the young Finns' dominance.
It was a good feeling preparing for it. Seeing in the regroup everybody watching videos all the time. I heard my teammates watching my videos also from the first pass, so yeah, I knew everybody is fully on it. They will see the places where they can go faster. So after that, it's quite nice to go even faster. It was important for sure. After a long time I had a proper feeling going to the power stage. I really wanted to do it well. I knew we really need the points.
There we go then, after 7 long months since the last victory in Chile. It is a 16th career win, and he's done it in some style.
Well, that's how you do it. Gentlemen, congratulations. Winning Rally Canary Island with maximum points. Well done, well done.
Katsuta locked out the top 4 for Toyota. Championship leader Elvin Evans' satisfaction with third, perhaps tempered by concern over Rovanpera's return to form. Ogier second. Hyundai left the Canaries, determined to evaluate lessons learned to ensure they respond immediately at the next round in Portugal. Rovanpera's 35 points move him up to second in the Drivers' Championship. Still 43 adrift of leader Evans, but if he maintains his Canaries form, that deficit could reduce very quickly. Evans with 21 points, the only driver to score more than 20 on every round so far. Could this be title-winning consistency from the Welshman? Neville and Tanak both dropping down the leaderboard.
Yeah, it has not been the best start of the season, but we are definitely, at least on this kind of condition, we are back now, and big congratulations to the whole team. At the workshop everywhere, the cars were so fast. I enjoyed, and yeah, super result for the whole team.
Toyota's domination on Gran Canaria rewarded with 60 points to open up their lead over Hyundai in the Manufacturers' Championship, but a long way to go in this 14-round season.
Well, that's exactly how we got to this point. That's how Elvin Evans still holds a 43-point lead, but it's Kalle Rovanpera that absolutely went flying up that championship table leaderboard and is now sitting in second. It was a spectacular run from Kalle.
Yeah, he was really impressive there, and obviously it seems like the Toyota was working really well there. It's a slippery and quite difficult tarmac event, and I mean, if you miss slightly the setting, and you have so many corners, there are so many places to lose time, and I think we could see that he was obviously enjoying himself in a good rhythm with the car. He was driving superbly. He did no mistakes, and yeah, he basically won all that was to win, and yeah, it was a great performance by him, but also by the whole Toyota team.
Yeah, brought himself right back into play in that championship title, but for now it's in the hands of Elvin Evans. It's been a historic lead. I appreciate we've got more points up for grabs, but it's still a nice way to start off your season.
Absolutely. I mean, it's he has so many points, and it's great to see his lead. He's obviously been very clever so far, but also performed maybe better than we have seen him ever done. Yes. So it's really nice to see the way they work in the car, and they seem like they really enjoy themselves, and you can see that from the points.
Well, it's a very different event that we come into from last round. This round is all about the gravel. We're on a run of 7 gravel events now. Hyundai obviously struggled out there in the Canaries, but it's a very different story as we head into this weekend, we hope.
Yeah, I think it will be. I mean, we have to remember that Canaria was a new rally for everyone, and you sort of risk a bit, especially now with so limited testing. When you go to an event like that, you might end up starting the rally in the wrong end of the setting, and you know, coming here to Portugal, they do have a lot of experience, and I'm sure they will strike back. They also have a good start position now with the Hyundais, and historically they have done quite well here. But it's a hard rally, and we have also seen some retirements from them. So I hope it will be. I hope for the championship and for you know, the drivers in Hyundai as well, that they can enjoy this weekend and be very competitive.
Well, as you just saw on that championship leaderboard, Thierry is still sitting in third. It's Sebastian Ogier that breaks up the Hyundai party there with Oita Tanak behind him. There is a lot for them to gain. Now, Shakedown happened earlier on today. Well, I'll let you have a watch of it, and then we'll have a chat about it.
The WRC has arrived in Portugal for round 5 of the championship. The event is based in the historic city of Porto, where the fans got a close-up view of the world's best drivers as they made their way to the pre-event photo shoot beside the Douro River.
Portugal is the first of a run of 7 gravel events that will be crucial in the destination of the Drivers' Championship. Shakedown gave us the first look at Toyota's new silver livery. Alvin Evans arriving here with a 43-point championship lead, which means he will be first on the road on Friday's stages, dealing with the slippiest, least grippy conditions. His Toyota teammate Kalle Rovanperä will hope to take advantage of that and could be the man to beat if he can transfer his form from the tarmac at the last round Islas, Canarias, where he led from start to finish. The Canary Islands event, though, didn't go well for Hyundai, with their drivers struggling with setup issues. Reigning world champion Thierry Neuville will be hoping his i20 handles the loose surface better. Martin Sesks returns to the start list as part of his partial campaign in 2025, joining Gregoire Munster and Josh McAlin in the M Sport 4 team. The Shakedown stage was an early indicator of form, with Sesks claiming the fastest time through the 5.7-kilometre Baltar test. Rovanperä was second quickest, 0.3 of a second up on Neuville, with Sébastien Ogier and Loic Tanak rounding off the top 5.
Well, my smiler before we watched that was because Martin Sesks, of course, fasted through Shakedown, but he did have a good few runs there and he was obviously pushing hard. He said his test day, I spoke to him at Shakedown, he was saying his test day was on rainy conditions, not similar, so he obviously wanted to get a lot out of Shakedown as well.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, a lot of people were testing on the wet and many seems to be, you know, better prepared for that, but we are seeing a dry rally and I think it's good then to take advantage of Shakedown. And obviously we all know the talent and the speed of Martins. You know, he's incredibly fast and he shows it again.
Yeah, indeed. Well, Kalle Rovanperä just marginally off him. Only 2 runs. Sesks did the 4 there. Anyway, that is all in the past. We head into our super special stage as our first stage of the night. Now this plethora of cars behind us. We have got an absolutely enormous WRC2 entry. I'm sure you're getting itchy feet as well, wanting to be out there. Johan Russell leading that at the moment. That could all change here. It's Nikolai Greisen that isn't scoring points, but you can see there Oliver Solberg, Gus Greensmith back and ready to sort of fight it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's traditionally we do see a lot of the WRC crews coming here to Portugal. They tend to spread out a bit through the season, but at least here in Portugal we always have a lot of entries, and I think this year must be some kind of record because that entry list is quite incredible. So I think we're up for some fun.
Over 50, like you were just saying, absolutely enormous, and some very familiar names as well, and Danny Sordo and Chris Meek. I spoke to Danny earlier on and I said, oh, Gus Greensmith called you the oldies. He was like, it's all right, we're ready to battle.
Yeah, I think after a few stages he won't be calling them oldies anymore because they are, you know, with Chris and Danny, Chris Meek, Danny Sordo being here, they're obviously doing the Portuguese Championship and they have been doing some rallies in Portugal already this year, and they are not too old still. They know what they're doing, so I'm sure they will give the young guys a big fight.
It's going to be very exciting this weekend across the board. Now, Friday is one of the things that a lot of the drivers in Shakedown were talking about. Friday is enormous. It's 10 stages. We've got remote services. We haven't seen those in Central Europe. Those remote services pose difficulties in themselves. We'll be there at the remote service. They are different in terms of their makeup, but how much harder does a remote service make it?
Oh, I mean, you know, that day in general is a very, very hard day, and we've seen it in the past as well, that the Friday of Rally Portugal is one of the toughest days you have in the World Championship, and also with the remote service makes it even harder, and on top of that they have added 2 new stages at the end of the day. So that Friday is a monster Friday, and of course it's even tougher when you only have the remote service.
Now, the remote service, there are obviously restrictions with it, so it's not a full service. So even if they call it the remote service, it's just it hasn't got all the components that you need for a full service. So basically, if anything happens at the beginning of the day, there's only a marginal amount that you can fix.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've seen there is some adjustments to the regulation on this weekend, where we can see they are allowed to actually take a bit a few more parts than what we are used to, which I think is a good idea. I think obviously the teams have pushed to be able to bring a few more parts in order to repair the car in case there is some damage. So I like that little twist, but it makes it a bit more complicated as well. What are the parts you can change? What are the ones you cannot change? It will be difficult to follow, but we will do our best.
All right, well, we will be hearing from the drivers soon. It is getting very, very noisy here. Remembering we've got over 50 WRC2 cars, the WRC cars behind us as well. So it is getting very noisy down here. And that is because they are all heading over to the start ramp in a short while. That's just a matter of minutes away. I was just having a look at your watch, actually, to see how long we've got until we get there. Not long, around 10 minutes till you see the first car. Then you're going to have Meet the Crews as well. And we've got plenty coming up between now and the stage tonight. OK, well, how are the drivers feeling as they head into this weekend? Let's find out.
A founding round of the WRC back in 1973, Rally Portugal is ranked by the crews as one of the classics.
Portugal, you have two kind of surfaces. We have usually Friday, Saturday with more rough and hard surface, and usually on Sunday around Fafe area, it's more softer and sandier surface. Which obviously gives you a completely different grip. Setup can be adapted and can be also more rutted on the second pass.
I think just the areas where the stages are pretty well chosen, I would say. They give a good difficulty level in a way that it's changing all the time. We have very different kind of stages all the time in every loop, basically. So I think that makes the difference, and that also makes this rally pretty difficult. I think it's just the road surface. I like this kind of a bit sandy surface where you have a good grip. You can lean on the grip a lot. You can lean on the road, let's say, and the tire quite a lot. I just like the feeling. The stages are really nice.
Yeah, it's definitely a rally with a lot of different surfaces from stage to stage, and we see, well, especially what was the Friday stages in the past, get very rough and rutted for the second pass. A lot of loose stones actually makes it one of the roughest days on the World Championship calendar, especially for the tyre.
It is one of the countries where each day the character of stages definitely changes. You start on the Friday, it's rough and tough. Over Arganil and Luce, all these stages, Gauss, it's rough and tough. There's a lot of bedrock, there's a lot of loose rocks. Puncture risk is quite high.
I think the biggest thing what we do always is raise the car. We raise the ride height to not touch the ground on the deep ruts. Then depending a bit on the rally what we need to do, but usually stiffen the car also a bit. You have more, let's say, holes and ruts and compressions for the car, so higher and a bit stiffer car. Of course, then you have some small tweaks here and there what you might do depending on the condition.
The roads get more rutted, so you need a bit more ground clearance, and quite surely also the grip can change. So if you have more grip, you will load the tire a bit more, or even if you change to hard tire. So this also can change how you want like the suspension and chassis to work. So it really depends of the conditions or the surface what's going to change for the second loop. But more or less, first loop is normally quite slippy but very smooth at the same time. So let's say protection is not really an issue, but second loop, all these things can change.
Yeah, the jump's one thing, but honestly the atmosphere in Portugal is incredible. The spectators, the fans, everyone's out in their forces to support the rally. They're all rally fans in that part of the world. So yeah, to jump over Faf with everyone lining the ditches, it's going to be incredible. It's one of these things where you just breathe in and take out, get ready for takeoff.
Faf is maybe one of the most exciting stages of the championship. It's quite intense from start to the end. Of course, we have these legendary jumps at the end. So many fans all the time, especially at the end at the jump. So it gives you a special feeling. Just flying with the car a lot and seeing this huge crowd of people on the side of the roads is quite amazing.
I'm at the start line of the fastest stage, and all my focus is on the last jump of the rally, the fastest jump. It's 200 meters before the finish of the rally, and it's quite famous with a lot of spectators. We don't hear anything on the takeoff of the jump. We hear a lot of the choir when we land. This is where everybody stays, and you can really feel and hear all the people screaming, and they're like, oh, it's really unique. The only thing we are thinking when we are mid-air is just, I believe I can fly. That's the only thing we can do, actually. Just stay flat on the throttle, and then that's it. My eyes when I'm in the fast jump, it's simple. I just see the blue sky. It's a bit satisfaction when you've got the perfect jump, like a big jump, like everybody is like really happy with your jump. You know that you had a really big one. It's quite a nice feeling, but at the same time it can be a bit scary because you know that things can go wrong when you're in the air. So the car is made to be on the four wheels, not normally to be flying.
Well, that nice feeling all still to come. But for now, it is a moment of calm where they line up for a photograph, the traditional photograph to start off at the rally. That's just on the river behind us. The ceremonial start is a matter of about 3 minutes away. You'll be hearing from your drivers there as well. Now, this is one of the places, Mads, where history is made, where legends are talked about in terms of WRC. Portugal really is a very, very special place for these drivers.
Yeah, it is, and I think it's all down to the history, and it's down to the YouTube videos I think all the drivers have searched for and watched over so many years. And we just, you find the nice pictures, the nice jumps, and finally you are here to experience it yourself, and it's such a great feeling. I think the influence the spectators are having on the drivers, I think it's more than the spectators actually realize themselves. It's hugely important for us as drivers to see the interest, to see the fans cheering on, and even though sometimes the drivers might seem a bit busy and a bit,
There's
ignorant.
a lot going on,
There is so much going on through the rally, but when you're in the car with the helmet on and you see the spectators, that feeling is, it's doubling the excitement of the stage.
Amazing. Okay. Well, in terms of how Elvin's feeling, Kalle is now hot on his toes. Do you think, I spoke to Elvin earlier, he said he's not thinking about the championship, but I mean, he is a little bit, whether he says he is or isn't.
You're always. And I think, he has to think about the championship. If he says that he doesn't, I think he's doing a mistake because he has a massive lead. And he has to control that now. And if you look back in time, you have seen the big champions, they have always allow themselves to lose points in some rallies, and I think it's hugely important. If you see that you are not there, don't force yourself to do something. And like for this rally, he will have a big disadvantage going first on the road. For that full Friday is nearly 50% of the rally, so it will cost him time, and it's important not to be frustrated or try to do more than he can. And he needs to settle for good points, but still do a good rally, and I hope he's thinking about it.
I hope he is too. All right, juniors back this weekend for the second round. It's Millie Johansson that's out in front at the moment. Taylor Gill in second, and Eamon Kelly sitting in third after the first round where he finished off in third in Sweden. Juniors we'll talk about a lot more over the days to come and all of the drama that they bring with them. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And of course, Claire Chambon in that position in seventh at the moment after joining the full-time schedule of the juniors. So tonight the first stage starts at 7 p.m. So that is the first of our stages. It's a short, sharp, super special. But what we are talking about, the big one to focus on, is Friday. Now Friday consists of 10 stages, 2 remote.
Welcome, everybody. We are heading into the ceremonial start now. Big thanks to Kiri and Mads for taking us up to this point. What you're seeing on the screen right now is the schedule for the weekend. It's going to be a long one, people. Make sure you have all the snacks on standby. We're kicking off with a huge day tomorrow. 146 competitive kilometers make up Friday. And a full-on weekend of rallying in a country that is so passionate for this sport. The ceremonial start then in Coimbra, it is a sight to behold. We moved location last year with the ceremonial start, and we're now on the banks of the river, Mondego River. Some beautiful sights out across Coimbra. and up to the oldest university in the country, which you can just see in the background there. We've got Julian Porter down at the ceremonial start. Jose Pedro Fons has just appeared on the stage. So we'll be able to get a few words with quite a few drivers heading over the start ramp here.
Carlos Barbosa, presidente do Automóvel Clube de Portugal, e José Manuel Silva, presidente da Câmara Municipal de Coimbra, que vão ter a honra de dar partida oficial ao primeiro concorrente a sair para a estrada neste Vodafone Rally Portugal, edição de 2025. Julian, with you.
Jose, Rally Portugal again. Multiple times you've done this event. Beautiful city of Coimbra. What are the feelings leading the field away on your home rally?
I'm a lucky guy.
Very lucky guy.
Yes, it's an honor to be here. Congratulations to ACP and to all the people who support the rally. And for us, is what we can expect more. Is our passion, our country, and we will try to enjoy.
Okay, I'm going to give you the microphone because we need to get these fans going, yeah?
Obrigado a todos, espero que todos amanhã nos troços e vamos começar a acelerar. Abraço.
Jose Pedro there, who has obviously some great rallying behind him in terms of a career, two-time Portuguese champion, still battling away, still providing the fans here with plenty of dynamic action out on the stages. And the lineup, of course, within WRC2, which we're going to be seeing next, is huge this weekend. Record entry in WRC2. 52 crews will be taking to the start here, and I think it's really hard to predict where it's going to go. We've got, obviously, our front runners with our championship header, Johan Rossell, and Oliver Solberg, who's second in the championship, right up there. And, of course, Gus Greensmith, with a win under his belt already this season. The three of them will be competing here. Let's kick off, though, with Fauzi Aldavar.
It's second on the road for tonight on the ramp. Some representatives here from your home rally. It's a special day in Paraguay, yeah?
Yeah, it's true. You know, today's the birthday of Paraguay. You know, it's been 214 days since we got independent. So yeah, it's really great day today. And yeah, having these friends with us, they are the representative of Rally of Paraguay. So it's really nice to have them, and it's a good feeling that later in August we will have the race back then.
Before we get the photo, leading WRC challenger, how important is this weekend to keep that roll going and that run?
Well, to be honest, I did not think about it, but we will try our best. The level is quite high. The stages are looking really, really nice. So yeah, I think we will need to be quite clever during the weekend. That rally overall is really long. So yeah, we need to be patient, see what we do, see where the rhythm is, and try to be there.
Okay, photograph time. I'm getting out the way.
Good idea, Jules. That's Julian Porter who's on the ramp for us. I'm Bex Williams, by the way. Alongside me is Mike Chen.
Julian has just hidden behind the back of the car. That might be one of the best things my little Irish Chinese eyes have ever witnessed. He's just hidden behind the car.
Fair play to him. Nice little moment, though, here for Fauzi Aldavar. And yes, Rally Paraguay are in attendance this weekend. Some representatives from the event. And pops Julian. He's back in action for us. So it's good to see them here, and we're very much looking forward to seeing Paraguay make its debut on the WRC stage later on this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a great rally. A lot of work, a lot of work's gone into the stages and everything out in Paraguay, and the drivers are excited to go there, and it's always good for us as well, isn't it, to go to a new event, a new challenge, and I think we've seen quite a lot of that this year, aren't we, Bex? And this young man as well, Fauzi Aldavar, he's just been going from strength to strength, hasn't he? He's had a really good start to the year, as Julian just said, leading the challenger class, as Gus Greensmith comes onto the start ramp. Gus has had he's been a bit inconsistent here, hasn't he? Sometimes he's gone really, really well in Portugal, and other times he's struggled. But I think Gus this weekend should go well, and he needs to, doesn't he? Currently third in the championship.
One start so far, one win, 2 out of 2.
That would be very nice, but I think it's going to be a tough weekend with the amount of people here. So, yeah, but I'm at my favourite rally, so I'm not complaining.
That was my second question. Your favourite rally? Why? What is it? I mean, they're amazing people, but what else do you like about it?
It's a multiple of things. The vibe of the place out of Portugal from when I was young, and then the stages are my type of stages as well. So, yeah, zero complaints. Happy to be here, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to get much sleep this weekend.
Okay, yeah, and also there's a big football match coming up at some point. I don't know when the final is. I'm sure you do, but good luck on that one.
Yeah, I was at Sporting Lisbon last weekend, so I'm not sure if that's yeah, I'm not sure if that's positive around here.
Okay, thank you. Good luck.
Yeah, it is his favourite rally on the championship calendar. Does offer up a pretty unique challenge here, though, doesn't it? You know, across all 3 days of competition, we're kind of treated as something a little bit different out on the stages. Each day has its own character.
Yeah, we heard the drivers giving us a really good explanation of how the stages can evolve massively as well, particularly from the morning loop to the afternoon loop, X, and it can get incredibly rough out there. So, yeah, for sure, I think it will be, as Gus said, a massive challenge, particularly in WRC2, because there's just so many of them. It's a brilliant field, isn't it?
It is. There are, but you're right, there are just so many of them, and this is what I'm liking, because we're getting to see, like I said, the front runners in the championship compete against some of the newer to the championship drivers, and that's where they'll be able to really see how they're pitted against the guys who are right at the front of the field. And this is Oliver Solberg, who is second in the championship. Nice little wave to the crowds that are here at Coimbra. Remember, we've got the opening stage coming up shortly as well. Plenty of people are already piling into that. He's a very polite young man, shaking hands with everyone. Let's have a chat with him.
Well, making sure you greet everybody. Massive entry in WRC2 this weekend. Targets, thoughts, goals?
Yeah, you know, the target is very simple. That's to win, you know, that's the only target, and competition will be massive. And it's so cool to see so many cars and so many wants to drive. And I mean, we are in the best rally country in the world for me. So, you know, the fans and the passion, and our whole family is built on passion. So this is why we love to come here and to this beautiful place and to drive rally cars as fast as we can.
Okay, enjoy it. First stage tonight, what's it looking like?
Tonight, I mean, we can do some donuts, which I love, legally, and that should be okay, but then we can go start tomorrow morning and flat out and have a very, very long day, but that's good.
That's good. Okay, enjoy.
Yeah, you're going to hear that mentioned quite a few times. Tomorrow is a long day, 146 competitive kilometres, 2 remote services. Huge challenge tomorrow.
Yeah, I think tomorrow probably, Bex, is going to be one of the toughest days of the entire calendar, actually, you know.
I agree with you.
It's as you said, 146 kilometres, but with 2 remote services logged in there, you haven't got all the opportunity to change everything on the car. You can only change what you've got with you, so that adds to the challenge. I think Oliver Solberg, if he stays out of trouble, Bex, is going to give this man, our championship leader in WRC2, a real run for his money. I think Oliver has to be one of the favourites, particularly on gravel in the Toyota.
2 wins so far this season for Johan Rossel, then a superb run at Gran Canaria just a few weeks ago. Question is, how will it all translate here in Portugal?
I said to Gus, he'd done one rally, won one rally. You're better than that. You've done 2 and won 2. Hat-trick this weekend?
I hope no. For sure, the plan is to do the same, try to play for the win. For sure, when you see the entry list, it will be a very tough rally, but I think we are ready. The team worked very well before the start for adapt the car, and let's see what we can do it this weekend.
Okay, good luck. Have a good weekend.
I think for me, like I said, you know, we're looking at the front runners, and I'm sure they're going to be right up there. But who else can we see in the mix? You know, Rupert Korhonen, who's just had a fantastic result on the gravel at Rally Hungary, will come here very fresh from that in ERC.
Full of confidence because it was a great drive last week.
It was a fantastic drive from Korhonen. Jan Solens, who won this event last year. Remember, Josh McAlean was on the podium, but he's graduated, of course, to Rally 1 this year. Now, we switch to the Rally 1 cars. Diogo Salvi and Axel Coronado head over the ramp. Part of the M Sport Ford World Rally team this weekend. They're running 4 cars.
The M Sport World Rally Team, ele que vai ser navegado pelo Alex Coronado. Diogo Salvi, grande aposta para este ano.
I'm sure we'll hear from him in English and in Portuguese as well.
Ele gosta mesmo disto.
It's brilliant that he's here, Bex, and look, he's not going to be hassling the guys right up at the front in Rally 1, is he? But it's another Rally 1 car that's running. It's another car in the Premier League of rallying, and I think that's brilliant. 55 years old, fair play to be getting stuck in.
Car at home as well. How does that feel? What are the emotions right now?
Look, it feels a lot of pressure. I didn't feel it till now, but now that you mention it, I'm starting to get nervous. I'm too old for that.
But you're here to enjoy it. That's the most important thing. Enjoy it and enjoy the experience.
Yes, enjoying the experience, and especially in the top rally of the world. Today we just had a fantastic news that it's going to be renewed until 2028. And I'm obviously one of the clients to be here all the years.
Okay, I don't speak Portuguese, but you do. Talk to the public.
Ok, basicamente é o melhor rally do mundo, como vocês todos sabem. A segurança é muito, muito importante para o rally continuar a vir, e uma mensagem especial para as minhas fãs, para também estarem afastadas da estrada.
He's already shown this morning at Shakedown when he spoke with us there. Quite the character.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to get some brilliant end-of-stage interviews from him throughout the weekend, and he's here to enjoy himself and, yeah, to represent the Portuguese and the Portuguese fans, and what a way to do it as well.
Absolutely. Has good experience here of his home event, but not in Rally 1 machinery.
This is going to be a baptism of fire for him.
Isn't it just? What did he say to us at Shakedown earlier? And he's, I don't really know how to drive this car properly, so that means there's a lot of sliding going on, which is good for the fans.
Martin Sesk, que foi mais rápido no
Great
Shakedown.
to see Martin Sesk and Reynolds Francis back with us on the championship. We saw them in Sweden just a few months ago. I was going to say a few weeks ago. It only feels like a few weeks ago.
In this Rally 1 car, we'll get a quick word at him. Martin, you're looking pretty cool, I have to say. Shades on, super slim, car looks brilliant. What do you think? You know, you still look, you know, you're one of those frustrating people. You speak brilliant English, you speak multiple languages, you're good looking, you've got everything. What about speed this weekend?
I think we have the speed. The thing is experience, which is most valuable here competing in the highest level. So, yeah, before the rally, I heard Seb has won 6 times, I think.
Seb's won 6 times, you've got a bit to go.
Yeah, I've done only 1 rally in here, so yeah, there's a lot of experience to be gathered this weekend, so that's what we're going to work for.
Long-term target as your driver advisor? 7 in a few years, yeah? 7 wins here in a few years?
In many years, yeah, of course.
Okay, go and enjoy the first stage and the rest of the rally.
He does make a fair point there, Bex. You know, it is one of those events where you do need to have experience, and we're going to see tyre management massively coming into this weekend. Only 12 soft tyres to play with, and when you choose to use the soft tyre, I think is going to be critical. It really, really is. And yeah, Martin's quickest through Shakedown as well on his 4th run, so that's a good start. Gives him some confidence, but I think he's going to, again, he's just got to build on the experience. He hasn't got that, like for example, this man, you know, Sebastian Ogier and everybody else who've got the the seat time here in Portugal.
Yeah, it's such it's contrasting, isn't it? Who we're seeing on the ramp right now. Martins, who was still at the very early point in his WRC career. Seb, who 15 years ago picked up his first WRC win in Portugal. It's hard to believe it's 15, but it is.
2010 down in Algarve in the C4, wasn't it? And it was a memorable weekend. Beat Sebastian Loeb. So this is a special place for him. And as you said, 6 wins here, Bex, going for 7.
6 wins so far. Martin spoke my question because he said, Seb's won 6 times already, but it is a special place. I overheard an interview you did yesterday. It's like a second home. What is so cool about this place and what works for you?
Yeah, you just said it. I think it's always feel a little bit like coming home. Maybe it's too much, but you know, this first win had a big, meaning at this moment in my career, especially at a big fight with the other Seb. And from this moment on, the spiral just got better and better. So yeah, coming back here, it's always a pleasure. I have to say, I always say I love the south, but this atmosphere here and the enthusiasm from the north is even bigger. So yeah, sunshine is here. Everything is here to have a good weekend.
Sunday afternoon, win number 7, yeah?
Well, it's a big job to get wins, you know. The youngsters are pushing more and more. So many question marks with the new tire this weekend means it's more than usually going into the unknown. But, that's always the target at the end, so I will give my best for that.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah, it is. It's a huge challenge, as you said. You know, a lot goes into it to actually get the win of the weekend. And we have such a massive event here. And it's been raining at the start of the week. You touched on tyres, Jenny. It's been quite dry the past few days. Bit of a breeze, started to dry out. Some feedback we had from the drivers yesterday. Still on recce, they were still damp underneath the gravel. There's still dampness there. That might take a while to dry out. And there is a very small possibility of some rain on Sunday, maybe on the power stage. You're right, I mean, it's still long range, just a couple of days ahead. But I was told today by Heinrich from M Sport Forward meteorologist it would be very unlucky if these guys would see rain this weekend. Should be dry. Our current world champions now, Thierry Neuville and Martin Vidager. We are hoping to see a far stronger weekend from the team
so everyone can see
here on gravel.
A winner in the past here. You need another one this weekend, don't you, really, to get that championship challenge going, get the wheels moving?
Yeah, we definitely need a strong result here this weekend. We know that. We know that since a while, but it's not coming. So hopefully, it's a better weekend for us here this weekend after a challenging start of the year. And we're definitely going to try hard. We're going to fight for it. We're in the best possible conditions with great weather, great stages, and a great crowd. So we're trying to enjoy it.
Yeah, the crowds are amazing. This is just the start. Loads of stages, long days. How passionate is it out there when you're out on the stages?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you are very focused. You are very focused on your job. But there's a Lusada stage or the stage tonight and FAF stage as well, where we can somehow see the crowds, hear the crowds, smell the crowds. So that are the great moments. But most of the time we are focused on the road.
Okay, good luck. Focus on that first stage tonight.
Thierry Neuville, Vincent Landais.
You have to be focused on that opening super special stage. It's just a short one, of course, but you can't make a mistake out there. Crucial that you keep it absolutely clean. But it is a good super special. I enjoy all the super specials here, actually. Lusada on Saturday night is obviously a bit of a highlight.
Yeah, massive
side by side. Yeah.
And that'll be absolutely packed, Lusada. And again, as you say, Bex, lots of things can go wrong in the super specials. You've just got to be very, very careful. You're better off just getting round it. And if you drop couple of seconds in the super special, it's not the end of the world. It's far worse if you end up collecting, and we saw it last weekend actually. You collect in Hungary, you collect one of the concrete posts or whatever, you do a vast amount of damage to the car, just not worth it in the super special. So get through it, put on a show for the fans, and then tomorrow is the big day.
Absolutely. This man was on the podium in WRC2 last year.
A rally that you've got some success and some like kind of great memories from last year. What's achievable this weekend?
Yeah, nice memories to come back to Portugal, and yeah, classic roads, classic stages, and hopefully we have a good event. We had a good event here last year, finishing second in WRC 2, and now we've made the big jump up to Rally 1. So yeah, another event of gaining experience, but hopefully we can take it another step in terms of consistency and pace as well.
Canarias was tough. It should be a little bit easier, hoping, this weekend, because that was maybe a little bit of an outlier there.
Yeah, that's it, and it's the first event this year we've started with a set of pace notes, so it's took a bit of pressure off this week during recce, but a lot of fans here, a lot of Irish people, a lot of family and friends from home, so hopefully we can do a good job.
I have seen a few Irish people go and give them your best this weekend.
And you know, for Josh McAlean as well, Jenny, he has already won his first ever WRC stage, which was back in 2022 on the Super Special in Porto. I was talking to him about it today. I couldn't quite remember which year it was. And he was like, you know, that time card is hanging up. I think it's Fuzzy that's got the, James Fulton has got the time card itself with that stage win. That's a nice little special memory as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, it's going to be difficult for Josh, but I think as well, Bex, you look at road position, he's got good road position on Friday, hasn't he? So if he can get himself by Friday evening into the top 6, then that'll be a good day. If you're starting up at the front tomorrow on a dirty road, you get punished here enormously. Josh isn't going to have that issue, so a big opportunity for him on Friday. And again, for this man as well, Gregoire Munster, who's got some experience here now, Bex.
Yeah, he certainly has. We'll hear from him with Jules in just a few moments. Get Greg into position.
Greg, I'm just going to pull you down here so everyone can see you. It's very tall. I'm standing way in the wrong place here. You're taller than me normally, but this is even worse, so need a little bit of... You need to go down there, yeah, that's it. But looking into the weekend, what's achievable? What are the key talking points?
I mean, we had a good pre-event testing, good shakedown. I think the car is in a good place, a good window. It's an event that's very well known by other competitors, so you really need to give it the full push, 101%, and yeah, really nice stage, super atmosphere as always in Portugal, so just looking forward to enjoy this weekend.
Okay, I'll let you get off to start enjoying that. Louis, enjoy your weekend.
You know, Greg makes a strong point, one we haven't talked about. Portugal hasn't changed its itinerary around, because why would you change something which don't need fixing? You know, we've done some great stages here.
Mega stages, yeah.
We've added 2 new ones this year, and that's at the end of tomorrow. So he mentions there that, you know, the people who've been coming here for years, the experience they have, the knowledge they have of the stages, that is a very strong point. Throw in 2 new stages tomorrow, though, and it'll be interesting to see who comes through quick on those.
Absolutely, and for the later runners, we've got a big field here. For the later runners, they'll be coming through those in the dark as well. So that's, again, an added challenge to the event. Yeah, tomorrow is a big day. Like I said, I think it's arguably the toughest. Having not seen the itineraries for the rest of the year, but I think for sure the toughest day so far, and it will be up there with one of the toughest of the year in total.
Fans, and then I heard a big cheer, and that's the biggest cheer we've had since the Portuguese. I didn't realise the fan club was here.
Yeah, I see some Finnish flags, so it's always nice to see them. Kiitos kun tulitte.
Not only the Finnish fans enjoying themselves, the Portuguese fans are big this weekend. There's always lots of them. What are your targets and goals? You're back on gravel with this Rally 1 car.
Yeah, it's nice to be on gravel again. Something a bit different again. Actually, my first time on a like slower gravel rally with the Rally 1, so something new. But actually, it's feeling quite nice at least so far. So I'm hoping for a good rally.
Less slower, did you say? Less slower rally?
Yeah, because like I did Finland, Chile, Kenya, it's faster rallies, so this is like a slower, I would say.
Okay, I'll remind you that at the end of the stage tomorrow when you've been averaging like 120 kilometres an hour, but enjoy your weekend on your less slower rally.
Thank you.
Sami Pajari.
It's great to know that the Finnish fan club, or the Finnish fans, are certainly out in force. And that's one thing that's great about this event. I've met quite a few people in the service park today who've come from so many different countries to have a little bit of a holiday here in Portugal, throw in some rally action as well. That's what we saw with Gran Canaria, but even more so here.
Yeah, it's the same every year, isn't it, Bex? Like you said, you come down, watch the rally, and then spend a bit of time by the beach and enjoy yourself. And it's a beautiful country, so
and Porto is
why not?
a really beautiful city. You know, we've seen the rally cars have a great photo shoot right in the heart of Porto yesterday. It was just superb to watch these cars just driving through the streets of a major city. Takamoto Katsuta and Aaron Johnston now.
The pressure on this young man's shoulders, I think, this weekend, Bex, to bring home a result again. Road position will suit him on Friday. And we all know Taka's got the pace. It's just a matter of stringing it all together.
Just have a quick word. Now, yours is the second silver Toyota I've had. So a new colour this weekend. You like it? You happy with it?
Yeah, nice. Hopefully it's much cooler in the car than black colour, so yeah, it'll be good.
Do you feel it'll make that much difference, the change of colour? Obviously these fans maybe don't realise the black and the silver, it makes a big difference?
I don't know, maybe, hopefully.
I'll see how hard you're sweating at the end of a stage, then we'll really be able to work it out. But what are you looking at this weekend? You've done the recce, what's the challenge?
Yeah, for sure, Friday, especially tomorrow, is a very long day, so going to be tough, but as usual, this rally is very tough on the Friday, then less of the rally, still quite tricky stages, so just need to focus every stages and keep pushing.
Okay, enjoy your weekend. Aaron Johnson, Takamoto Katsuta.
Does look good in that livery, and you know, purpose is twofold. Obviously, looks are important, but also it's going to keep them cooler in the car now that we're getting into the summertime in Europe, and the heat could build. Certainly tomorrow, we're looking at pretty high temperatures out there. It was very cool at the start of the week when the crews started recce.
Yeah, they look mega in silver. I'll be honest, like, hand on heart, I prefer it in black. I think it looks mega in black, doesn't it? But last year, the drivers were genuinely complaining, going, this car as black is just absorbing all of the heat. So they get very, very hot inside the car. So, as you said, it's twofold. It's to serve a purpose as well. And whichever way you look at it, the Yaris still looks mega, doesn't it?
Yeah, they all do, to be fair. Adrien Formeau now then.
Dupla francesa.
Alex Correa, the first to get out. If you are just joining us, ceremonial start is where we're at for this year's Rally Portugal. Stage 1 of the event is coming up at 7 o'clock local time.
Yeah, Adrien Formeau just putting his overalls on for the photograph, and Adrien, it's warm. Fans out there. Good speed so far this season. Podium, is there another one on the cards this weekend? What is the target?
Well, the target is to fight for a podium, for sure, at least. And if we can win the rally, it's going to be fantastic. So I'm still chasing the first win. I'm really pleased to be in Portugal. It's a really great rally. The sun seems to be there now for us. So let's have a great show.
I understand and I appreciate every top driver comes to a rally wanting to win. You just said that we're chasing to win. You really believe that's a realistic chance yet this weekend? Everything feels that good?
Well, I think every rally is an opportunity at the end. But at the beginning of every rally, we have the same chance to each of us. So, but you know, it's difficult to achieve. The level is so high, and we need to optimize every details. And this is what I'm trying. But for sure, I really want to get it.
I'm sure you really want it, and not many better places, is there, than the passion of Portugal?
Yeah, it's really great.
Okay, enjoy. First stage tonight.
I did make the prediction at the start of the year, Chenny. I'm still holding course on it that we will see Formeau and Katsuta on the top step of the podium this year. I am not wavering, I'm confident.
From a pace perspective, there's no reason why we shouldn't do Bex. Is there? Like you said, it just,
absolutely no reason. I mean,
it just needs to come together for them. Like, the pace is there with Adrien. We've seen Taka's come so close so many times. It's just... the composition is so stiff, and Martin Sesks talked about it earlier. You're up against a lot of drivers who've got the experience, and when you get close to a win, all the pressure builds, the mental pressure builds, all that kind of stuff. So it's all of those demons you've got to overcome before you get your first victory.
Ele já venceu em Portugal, navegado por Martin.
Long time ago, this is Oitanak's first victory in the championship.
All right, if I can just bring you down here, just so the fans can see you ready and waiting to go. They were just mentioning about Estonian flags. I actually don't see any here at the minute, which is very, very strange, because normally they follow you around the world, but great passion and great fans on this event anyway.
Yeah, there are some Estonians just there.
Oh, that's good, yeah. They need to be, like, on the way in, yeah?
Yeah, the weather in Estonia is not great, so yeah, I'm sure they're here to enjoy the sun and some rallying at the same time.
Talking of the rally, you've won here in the past, you've been competitive, fast. What are we expecting from Oyt Tanak and Martin Jarvio this weekend?
I mean, before the rally we can expect all kind of things, but reality we see only in the next 3 days. So Portugal is a great event. First of all, for sure, great atmosphere, but also for us as drivers, great roads, but same time always demanding. So let's see what the weekend brings.
Okay, good luck this weekend.
He's not wrong. I was talking to some Estonians earlier today. It'll be 6 degrees in Estonia right now. That's a bit chilly. 6? Yeah, no, I know. I was surprised as well. Incredible. Beautiful temperatures here, though. You can see a little bit of a breeze. The flags are blowing. That's a relief of a breeze. You know, we're up over 22, 23 degrees today.
Yeah, the drivers will be welcome of that. We'll be glad of that. You know, Bex, it gets incredibly hot inside the car. You know, well north of 40 degrees inside the car, and you're sweating. Your work rate's incredibly hard and incredibly high, rather. And you know, you've got to be so physically fit to be able to drive one of these cars under these demanding conditions. The hotter it is, the harder it is.
Winners of the last event, then.
Callie, I think that's equally as big, as maybe bigger than what Sammy got as a reception. What are your feelings? Dominant win last time out. Absolutely showed everyone how to do it. Repeat this weekend?
Yeah, you always hope for a result like this, but I think this weekend, if you're realistic, it's going to be a bit more difficult. But of course, our goal is always to try to at least fight for the win and do the maximum we can.
Okay, I was watching your social media between the rallies. You've been doing some quite crazy stuff on a snowmobile. I'm not sure your boss knows about it really, but or whether you're meant to do it. Quite literally very cool. You enjoy that kind of stuff, snowmobiling, jumping massive jumps?
Thanks for telling them now.
Sorry. You enjoyed it though?
Yeah, it's always good fun.
You do all sorts of crazy stuff. You're just out there, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a good way to have fun between the races, and yeah, of course, all kind of sports and motorsports are good training and everything.
Okay, enjoy it.
You've got to say, Bex, as well. Go back if you can. Go back and jump online and go on the official WRC YouTube channel and look at the full-on board stage 9 of Calais Rovanpera in that car.
Gran Canaria.
Gran Canaria, thank you. Yeah, it was just art. The car was working so perfectly for him. There was no drama inside the car. It was so smooth. It was just a masterclass in carrying speed. And the whole onboard is there and you can watch it, and I guarantee you'll be captivated. It was beautiful to watch.
But so much of that rally was, I'm going to have a look at that onboard, but what I enjoyed about the event, okay, we didn't have a huge amount of drama, thrills and spills, it wasn't a huge amount of changes, but the artwork, the precision driving from these drivers on that on the tarmac stages there was just
and the
beautiful.
stages were stunning. To me, it was still one of my favourite rallies of the year.
It's going to be challenging out there. Championship leader, first on the road tomorrow. How big a job is that?
Yeah, it's never the ideal position to start on a dry gravel rally, but you know, it comes with the job. We know that's the penalty we have to deal with, but we have to just focus on doing the best job we can.
It has been raining during the week. Is it enough to just give you a small little glimmer of hope?
I hope so. Who knows how it's going to turn out? I think it's drying quickly now, obviously with the sun out, but maybe it'll help in a few areas.
Okay, I'll let you get focused for stage 1. Enjoy it.
Elvin's at the point now, and it's so much easier said than done, Bex, isn't it? But just bag the points. Doesn't have to go for rally wins. Just bag the points. That being said, and we were saying the same thing in Gran Canaria, you don't want to change your rhythm. You don't want to change your style. You just want to get in the car and do what comes naturally to you. If that means running at front and winning stages, then so be it. But Elvin's had such a good start to the year, hasn't he?
2 wins on the board, you know, already, and the confidence. He's been on the podium at every single event that we've been to this year, so that is pretty impressive, and that is why he's out front by a good stretch in the championship. 109 points to Calais Rovanpera's 66, and exactly what you just said, you know, he really doesn't have to push it and be on the top step of the podium. Let's get back, shall we? Now then, to the WRC2 category. Kick back off now there with Rupert Korhonen, who is fresh off the back of his first international victory, which was at the ERC event at Rally Hungary just last weekend. Dominant performance from Rupert Korhonen.
Rupert, if you could just step forward, have a word. When I saw you only about 4 days ago, you were just celebrating a win in Hungary in the European Rally Championship. How was that feeling, and does that help you coming into Portugal, albeit slightly different conditions?
Yeah, Hungary was good rally for us and a good result. Yeah. Okay, now here, and this is third time in this event, so hopefully we can get also a good result here.
What are you thinking about the event? Is it an event you enjoy? Is it a rally that you find demanding and tricky?
It's really long rally and rough, so you have to be clever in some places and stages, but yeah, of course competitive is so high, so you have to push all the time.
Okay, that pushing starts tonight with stage 1, or tomorrow morning maybe in the proper stages?
Maybe tomorrow.
Okay, enjoy.
Yeah, I think that's the right attitude, just get through safely tonight, but Bex is right in that you can't, because the competition's so stiff, in WRC2 in particular, and with Friday being such a difficult day, it's so hard to get the balance right between pushing and risking damaging the car, but then being too careful, but then you just get dropped by the rest of the field.
Yeah.
So, really difficult day for all the guys at WRC2.
It really is. It absolutely is. You know, last weekend he was battling against Andrea Mabellini, who was the man who led the majority of Rally Hungary last weekend. It was on superb form. It was heartbreak for him on the Sunday. But for Rupert Korhonen as well, Jenny, what I discovered last weekend is that boy can remain cool under pressure and drama. He was stuck in dust for 10 kilometres behind one of the competitors, John Armstrong. Did he flinch? Did it faze him? No. Yeah. That's so important for your whole mindset. I mean, he's typically the cool Finn. He really was. Okay, the colourful car now then of Jan Solens. He was on top form last year on the top step of the podium in WRC2.
I'll have a quick word with you. Great reception there from the crowd and a great rally 12 months ago here for you. Winning in WRC2, final stage shootout. What are the memories of that?
Incredible memories, to be honest. It was probably one of the best days of my career so far. We will try to do it again. We know that it's going to be very difficult because there is a huge competition here, but we are here to try it and to try to bring the result possible to PHPH WRC.
As you say, big field, but also just under 350 kilometers. A big, long rally as well. I appreciate you did Safari, which was tough as well, but how demanding is it for the crew and the car?
I think Friday will be quite critical, let's say, because there are 2 new stages, so it's even longer day than it was last year, so that would be the key, to end Friday on a good position, and then Saturday we know what's the plan.
What is the plan? There's only you and me here. They're not listening.
It's to go flat out as always.
Okay, enjoy yourself.
There we go. That is the plan from Jan Solens.
Let's try to believe on that last one, Julian. Yes.
Okay, we're sticking with the WRC2 field now, and as we said before, it is pretty extensive. And it is good to welcome names as well, like obviously Nikolai Greisen is going to be here, but he's not scoring points, not registered for points. Danny Sordo and Chris Meek, who are battling it out, of course, in the Portuguese Championship. They head over the ramp a little bit later. Chris Meek leading the Portuguese Championship over Danny Sordo, and Minder Araujo is third there, and that's going to be really great to see that battle continue on as well. It's like the side story to WRC2, Rally 2.
Yeah, it's brilliant to have Chris and Danny here. They're just not only 2 great personalities, 2 heroes of the sport, Bex, but trust me, they'll give these young guns a serious run for their money, and it wouldn't surprise me if you see them right up at the business end of the WRC2 category overall. I know they're doing the national championship, but so much experience, so much pace, And yeah, for sure, brilliant to have them here. I think as well, as we look at Leo Rossell getting out of the Citroen, it's clever from Nikolai Gryzin to opt not to score points here. We'll come back to that, but I think he's been bright there.
To stage 1, but your first rally, Portugal. What has your brother been able to help you with advice, and what are your feelings now you've done the recce?
Yes, this is my first participation in Portugal. I don't have experience on the gravel, but we will see. It's a long rally and a hard rally. I'm just happy to be here, and this is a good participation for my experience on the gravel. We will see for the week.
And you're in the same team as your brother, can you just ask him for some help, some advice? Does he help you with this?
Yes, a lot. Johan, he have a lot of experience in the WRC2 and in the Mondial. For me, it's just perfect.
Okay, brilliant. Enjoy your weekend.
Leo Rossell, who of course started off the season really strongly in Monty, was on the podium in WRC2, but every event is going to be brand new for him this year. It's a big learning curve out there, but he's already shown us what pace he can deliver, and yeah, I like his character as well. Again, another driver who's coming into this in a very relaxed mode.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's also got all the experience of his brother, who's just there to just talk him through. He's not learning it all by himself. You know, he can look at his brother's data, he can sit down and have conversations with him about it, and that's a massive help, an enormous help. So yeah, Leo needs to take advantage of all of those opportunities.
Mikko
Heikkilä. I love the way he gets out of the car. It's just
so naturally quick, this guy.
Oh,
as well.
he is. Yeah.
Jeez. Can you stand down there to make me not look as small? That's it. We need to look this way, though. Mikko, obviously your first WRC Rally Portugal. You've been here before in the European Rally Championship. What is the feelings?
Yeah, feelings are quite great. There are only two stages, what I know from ERC, but the stages are looking quite nice, and tomorrow will be a bit rough and survival, but Saturday is not going to be much better.
What are the targets? I appreciate every rally driver turns up, yeah, we want to win, we want to win. Is there a strategy, or is it just kind of like you want the win?
I didn't think so many strategies yet. Yeah, as I said, tomorrow can be a bit more survival, but after Saturday you need to start to push. But I don't want to say any results, but of course we are aiming high.
Aiming high, I like that. That's good. Enjoy your weekend.
He should be aiming high, because on this surface, and certainly with the characteristic of these roads, when he competed in the ERC in this region, he was out front. It was heartbreak for him on the final stage of the event, where he almost took a win. It didn't happen. He's been on the podium already this year in Sweden, a third place there. What can he do? Like you said, he is incredibly fast, Chenny, but we have the biggest names right now within WRC2. There are so many people we could place on the top three of this podium. Are you going to risk it and say who your top three could be?
Not a chance. And I think for Mikko, particularly, he can.
Junior Championship.
He doesn't need to. He shouldn't go flat out on Friday, because there'll be other people around him who will be doing that. He hasn't got the experience of the stages, so let the others go flat out. They'll make mistakes and then get his rally going on Saturday. I think that's the strategy he should play. Survive Friday, let other people have their issues, and then Saturday get the hammer down. You know, if he had all the experience of the stages, then that would be different, but he doesn't. So
Larry back in Portugal,
just survive.
Third last year in WRC2. It's a tough and challenging event, but is it one that you can start to enjoy, or is it survival?
I think it's both ones. Maybe the famous event of the year. There is always a lot of spectators, so it's nice to see so many fans here. Yeah, it's going to be pretty rough, I think so, but at the same time it's enjoyable because there are so many fast drivers. So yeah, you have to be very fast on every stage.
Also, I'm hearing from the other drivers that the stages are really nice, the profile's good. Is it the kind of stage that suits yourself?
Yeah, I think so. I always like Portugal stages. Yeah, it's like a Finland profile, but more narrow and yeah, pretty much rough. So yeah, but yeah, good.
Okay, Looking forward to it. Enjoy it. See you at over the weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
It's Lauri Jorna there. Yeah, he was third in the WRC2 category last year. So the podium in WRC2 in 2024, Jan Solons, Josh McAlean, Lauri Jorna. Who will it be this time around? There are so many options to choose from out there. But Jenny, you're absolutely right. When you talk about the drivers with experience, knowledge of the stages, and we do have that here in Spades as well. It's going to be fascinating. Plenty more WRC2 drivers then to make it over the ramp. And don't forget, the opening stage of the entire rally is coming up in just a little while. Roberto Dapra now.
Roberto Dapra e Luca Beltrame. Benvenuti.
But grab a quick word. If you just come down a little bit, because I'm quite short and you're quite tall. I have that problem with a lot of driving. Yeah, exactly. I need to do a bit of that. Obviously, you were here last year, but learning more with the newer car. Every day you get in gravel, you learn more. What is it going to be like this weekend?
Yeah, the last year was my first rally with a Rally 2 car on gravel. And yeah, it was really not the easiest rally to start. But this year I feel better. I have more kilometer behind me with this car also on gravel. And we are also with the Skoda RS and not the Evo, so it's much better. And we will enjoy for sure all these stages. And tomorrow I think it will be the most difficult day because we will have 150 kilometers, that is almost half race. So yeah, it will be hard, but really, really fun.
When we were on the European Championship last weekend, Skoda have a 25 package, an update. They wouldn't tell us who's got them. We had to ask drivers individually. Have you got the latest update, or are you still on the older one?
No, I'm still on the old one, but yeah, this is not the difference that means for me because I'm not at the top driver, so it's important to do my best, and yeah, I don't have it.
Okay, you are a top driver. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
I think he's made a great point, though, there, Bex, and that's very modest of him as well. And he's right. The time is still in him as a driver. So why go spending all the money?
Yeah.
He's not there yet. Do it when you can't drive any quicker. That's when you go start chasing performance in the car. Right now, that car itself is perfect for what he needs. And I think fair play to Roberto for admitting that. The time's still in him as a driver.
Yeah, I think it is very good of him to say that. And yeah, we did have to pretty much go around all the drivers individually to find out who did have the update or not last weekend. Kaito Kajtanovic now.
Delivery on that car looks class, doesn't it?
It does.
Really striking.
Kaito, look, there's some Polish flags. This is good. There's some Polish fans. Portuguese fans are great. Polish fans are great. How much does that give you, that kind of like great feeling inside when you see fans around road section, service park stages?
Yeah, for sure, it's big support. Like the feeling with the car, you know what I mean. I feel vibrations with my fans, with spectators. The atmosphere is great, not only in Poland, but of course we have the best spectators.
You're in Portugal, you know, you got to get past them, yeah?
Best, but not only there. They give me power, let's say, on the stages. I don't want to see them, you know what I mean. But it must be, I need to pass them, but they need to be in the safe places. It's amazing atmosphere, even here on the first stage. I mean, I don't want to say something else because the last stage, Fafa stage, it's a huge stage. Not because of the road, but because of spectators.
It is, and there's loads of them here and in the first stage. Enjoy your rally. Good luck.
Kaito,
yeah, we've seen him on the podium in WRC2 previously. So Kaito in with a good shot out there this weekend. I've got to mention the elephant in the room here, Jenny, and that is the very vocal yappy type dog that we have near a microphone somewhere.
Is it? I thought it was a seagull. Either way.
I have no idea, but it is making me chuckle.
Yeah, Bex is losing it here.
It's like the Vuvuzela that was out of tune in Kenya last year. It's just making me chuckle. Where is this small yappy type dog? I swear it is a dog.
He's such a good night watchman, isn't he, Kaito? Again, he's a really good example of just sticking to his own pace, letting other people make the mistakes, and then suddenly he finds himself right there in the prime position. And again, I suspect that's what Kaito will go for this weekend, rather than going full gung-ho.
Pablo, if I have a quick word, first time here in Portugal, second ever WRC rally. I saw your dad earlier. What kind of help is it having someone who's been there, done it, in massive amounts of motorsport?
Yeah, it's just incredible to be here. Of course, my dad helped me a lot, so yeah, we are really happy. There are a lot of incredible stages, so we will take the rally step by step, and we will see the improvement.
Okay, enjoy the rally, have fun. Yannick will look after you, that's for sure.
Yeah, that is very true. He's got, Pablo's got Yannick Roche alongside him. He's a very experienced co-driver at this level. Always good to see as well Stefan Sarazan around the service park. So we power on through now with our WRC2 drivers. Romet Jurgensen and Simoya are next. So successful last year in the junior WRC, and the juniors are back in action here at Rally Portugal.
Yeah, the juniors are in for a rough day tomorrow, aren't they, Bex?
Big day for that category, absolutely.
Step out just so I can see. There's an Estonian flag here. It's got Tanak's name on, but don't worry, they're supporting you. That's okay. That's good. But talking about fans, it's your first time here in the World Championship. What has it been like out there, recce, atmosphere-wise and everything?
Yeah, it's so different. It's, I've seen it only on the videos, but now I can see it in real life. The fans are passionate, which is really good to see. And also, I mean, looking at the road, it's just spectacular, so can't wait.
Canarias was tough, but it was a tarmac round. What are your thoughts coming into this weekend on a personal level of what you think is achievable?
I think we can do a bit more than we did in Canarias, but we can't skip the fact that I don't have experience on this rally and the others have 10 plus years. So yeah, we'll keep going and see where we end up.
Okay, enjoy your weekend, have a good time.
And I think he's absolutely right there. Around him, he has hugely experienced WRC2 drivers, and he is going to struggle with the fact that he hasn't. But again, we are still going to be looking at his pace in comparison.
Well, firstly, you're right, it's a dog.
I was going to say, it's a heck of a seagull. If that was a seagull...
That's a dog barking.
That's a sizable seagull. It is a dog.
But coming back to Romet, yeah. You know, and this is, but to be honest, Bex, this whole year is a learning year for him. Yeah. No one's expecting him to be winning rallies and stuff. So, you know, he's been given a massive opportunity. He has to take that opportunity, and what it is the opportunity to learn. So, key thing is that he gets to the end of the rally with all four wheels on that Fiesta, pointing the right way. Yuki Yamamoto and James Fulton.
Yuki, I'm just going to bring you around here. Obviously, a second start in Portugal. How much do you learn from the first year going into that second year? How important is that?
Yeah, I mean, actually I had an accident on second stage last year. So yeah, I think it's a demanding rally, of course, and also like rough gravel rally is coming 3 in a row. So we need to have a big picture, and it's like a step by step. So we can be steady, but it's gonna be big learning, and tomorrow will be a really big day. So yeah, I will enjoy it, and yeah, let's see how it goes tomorrow.
But coming here as a second time, you see on the recce, some stages the same. That takes some pressure away because of like you already have those notes.
Yeah, exactly. Like actually, we made again new notes this year as I got the new co-driver this year. But yeah, it's also like helping from my memory side. You know, even in the recce, the year before I did recce only here, so it helps a lot. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a bit easier, but still the rally itself is really demanding. So yeah, let's see.
Okay, so you made James do a bit of work, okay. Right, have a good weekend. See you later.
Yeah, really interesting what Yuki's saying there, particularly about his note specs. I was chatting to Fuzzy about Yuki's notes. Sometimes, genuinely in one stage, there'll be English words, Japanese words, Finnish words, so lots of different languages. And I know for a fact that Fuzzy doesn't speak Finnish, but it's really fascinating how drivers have this incredibly complex information system that they've got, and they'll throw in these, lob in these different words, often in different languages, and that's exactly what Yuki's got. And yeah, on occasions, like I said, three different languages. Sarah remote coming up onto the start ramp.
Yeah, Sarah has done already 2 rounds of the French Gravel Championship this year. The Iron Dames, let's hear from
Sarah,
them.
I know you don't really like doing interviews, so we've got a little surprise for you, because here today is a special day for you, okay? So, take it away.
Bens a você nesta data querida. Vamos lá cantar. Muitas felicidades, muitos anos de vida.
This is a
Happy
great way to
birthday
make
and
somebody
enjoy
feel
your
awkward on
rally.
television, isn't it?
Thank you for us. Thank you for the support, for the atmosphere. It's just incredible moments for me.
Okay, I'm sorry to embarrass you, but you can't have someone come on the start ramp and not celebrate their birthday.
Yeah, today it's a really good exercise for me for discover the stand, and tomorrow it's a big day, the long stages, and my goal is just improve a lot for the future and finish the rally well.
Okay, enjoy your weekend.
Sarah Remote, happy birthday to Sarah. It's a nice birthday today that she's celebrating as well. 30 years of age today. Still a baby. We have a few more crews, I think, to see over the ramp before we build up to what will be, of course, the Meet the Crew session, which will be coming ahead of the opening stage itself. So another opportunity to hear from our P1 crews will be coming up a little bit later on. Alejandro Mauro now and Adrian Perez.
Alejandro, I spoke to you earlier, but only in Spanish. Now we need to talk, well, unless you speak Portuguese, I'm not sure, but we'll do a little bit of English first anyway. Tell me about it. Rally Portugal, what are the thoughts?
Sí, un rally la verdad hermoso, de mis rallies favoritos del año del World Rally Car. Es un placer estar aquí por segundo año y esperemos que sea una carrera muy buena para nosotros y vamos a salir a aprender y a ver dónde estamos.
Okay, enjoy your weekend. You happy?
Yeah, I'm very happy, I'm very excited. It's a beautiful weekend. Rally Portugal is my favorite rally in the year, and I'm going to enjoy it a lot.
Why is it your favorite rally? Why is it your favorite rally?
Because the stages are so beautiful and the people is so nice. It's incredible to be here.
Okay, thank you.
I was just going to do some very basic Spanish translation
Uau,
of what he said there, but it is his second time here at Rally Portugal. No, he said it's his second time here at Rally Portugal. It's a beautiful rally.
He told us all this in English.
Yeah, but he said it in Spanish. He didn't say it was his second time here. I got that. I got that. Anyway, less about my amazing translation skills, more about the rally itself.
Definitely less about your amazing translation skills, Bexy.
Yeah. Normally I have our fabulous director, Ed, who speaks many languages, translating everything the drivers say in my head. It makes me look good, but no Ed, unfortunately. Now, Nikolai Gryazin is our next car. But as we mentioned before, Chenny not nominating to score points here.
Yeah, I think it's clever, Bex, because the competition's so stiff. You'll have to be going absolutely flat
Nikolai,
out all
last year
weekend.
at Rally Portugal, you were the quickest Rally 2 car. Again, not taking any points, if I've read the registrations correctly. What is the goal? What is like the learning process then?
The goal is just to learn a little bit from the driving side, because we came back to the Skoda, so need to refresh the mind how to drive. But yeah, mainly I will focus on the driving, so we can have no pressure through the points. So just enjoy the driving, try to achieve some small things, to understand more, you know, small details.
Well, so talking about details, I think I've seen you about maybe 6 times on rallies this year. Every time I think you're in a different race suit. You need like a new wardrobe for all these race suits.
Yeah, it starts to be a problem at home, so I'm trying to leave some stuff in the teams which I'm planning to go again, and it's easier.
Do you forget sometimes which ones to put on? You put the wrong one on a morning?
No, normally it's easier. I prepare in advance, so I know what I will wear.
That's good. Okay, have a good weekend, and we'll see you around the stages.
I have the same problem with shoes. Anyway, that is the last car we're going to see here on the ceremonial start. It is the build-up now, of course, to the next juncture for us, and that is going to be Meet the Crews at 6:30, followed by the opening stage of Rally Portugal. Stage 1 then coming up for us. That's it, though, for the ceremonial start. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back in half an hour to Meet the Crews.